Yes, we have a new book haul. Are we surprised? Absolutely not. We're not surprised. But it happens. It happens, and who am I kidding? We are happy. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing, as I previously stated, a book haul for the month of August, or all the books that I got in August. So as of a disclaimer, most of these books were gifted to me as per usual. I might have got one or two of them, but most of them were gifted to me. We don't have a lot of money to go and buy stuff, so it's really good when people gift stuff to us, and we are very happy about it. And I don't know why I'm saying we. It's like I'm talking about myself and all of my demons, because there's no one else in here but me. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the video. This is going to be a little bit confusing. I'm going to start with some manga, then get to books, then get to manga, then so that's what I'm going to do. I hope that you can follow up with me. So the first one that I have here is the second volume and final volume of Tista by Tatsuya Enju. If you recognize this name, is the creator of Spy Family, which everyone seems to love, which I love absolutely. And this is a duology, and I cannot wait to read it. It's apparently about this little girl that is on a high school or something, and she's also a spy. And I don't know. It says New York, the NYPD struggles to track down a serial killer known as Sister Militia, who has been targeting mobsters and other criminals. And they don't know it's this girl. I like the cover. I like the art style, of course. I'm very excited to see where this is going. Why this is only 2 volumes? I mean, we love it. It's only 2 volumes, but why is it? And, you know, all of the feeling of it, I really want to know why, if Tista is as great as Spy Family, and what can I know about the story? Then we have one that hopefully by the time that you're watching this, I have already read and had a review about, and that is the new Junji Ito, Soichi. Soichi is a collection of short stories, I believe. Yeah. About this main character, this little kid that is called Soichi. And Soichi is one of the main characters of the Junji Ito verse, let's just say it. And he is like an unhinged little kid that loves, like, he has nails on his teeth and stuff. And he's just creepy and wild, and, you know, I'm just going to read you the back. I'm very excited to see more of him. I've seen like 1 or 2 stories in another short story collection about this character, but I do have a Funko Pop of this character, and I really want to, you know the character more, because it's Junji Ito verse, and you guys know that I love Junji Ito. I also love that this is kind of violet purpley kind of thing. I love the addition of this. I love the main image is like a parody to Christian religion with the cross and the nails and everything, and it says, "I'll get you for this and I'll show you true horror." Soichi, the unhinged second son of the Tsuji family, chews nails and makes them clatter and clack as he spouts horrific curses to bring about the most bizarre happenings. Whether it's summer holidays or a birthday party, Soichi can turn any occasion into a nightmare in a heartbeat. What is the terrible secret of his origin? Then, tormented by his little brother's never-ending pranks, old brother Koichi has a soundproof room built, but why does it have a series of 4 doors? And there's also the strange phenomenon surrounding the handmade casket their grandfather left behind. What on earth or hell has the family seen there? 10 tales that celebrate the sinister and hilarious world of Junji Ito's favorite anti-hero, Soichi. If I can consider him an anti-hero, I don't know. I'll have to read this, but very, very excited. Now I have another one that's a little bit dark, but in a sad and kind of contemplative way. This is a manhwa, I believe. Maybe? I'm not entirely sure, but I think it is. The art style is hauntingly beautiful, and it's called The Horizon. We only know that it's written by GH, so I have no idea of the name of this person, if this is an artistic name or their actual name. But this is volume 1, so it's going to be a series, and just so I can show you, it's like a hauntingly beautiful art style. And apparently, I don't know anything about this, and on the back it says, "A world where everything has been lost, a boy and a girl alone together, all they can do is move forward, but against broken adults and devastating despair, how long will they be able to keep going? And it sounds like it's going to be a very profound read, so I'm very excited. It also reads as a normal book, which is not entirely normal when you're reading manga, but I think manhwa is like that, or some of the manhwa. So very excited to pick this up, to read it, and also treading carefully. I don't know which trigger warnings are in here, but I've heard there are some, and that's a little bit depressing, so I'll keep you posted when I do read this. Then we have the exclusive Evernight edition of Silver Nitrate by Silvia Moreno Garcia. And I haven't read this at the time of filming it, but I'm super excited, and I think that I'm going to pick this up right now. In the back it only says "Follow me into the night," but this is a very beautiful edition. The normal edition of Silver Nitrate is actually red, I believe. This one is silver, which makes some sense. And we have sprayed edges all around the book, and we also have beautiful end pages and a cover that is all foiled and is beautiful. I love when they do specific covers for stuff. So Silver Nitrate apparently is the story about this person that is a sound technician. I'm not sure if it's a girl or a boy, but doesn't matter. I will figure it out. And this person has this crush on this man that also has to do with movie and movie, creation. And that man, his neighbor, is kind of a strange Nazi occultist, apparently, which I'm going to see how that is developed here, because it's a little bit of a somewhat strange topic to be approaching at this time and age. But yeah, apparently. And he says that he has a ritual that was never fully fulfilled because it has to be caught on camera and it has to be filmed as a movie. And that's why he's tanked as a film director, because he was never able to complete the ritual. And so this dude invites our main character to help him do the movie. And it's apparently something that can turn Silver Nitrate into something else. I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to not read a lot about this since I want to, get into it not knowing anything. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is going to be fun. I'm hoping this is going to be fun. I don't know, but I'm very excited. It's supposed to be horror, which, we can all see that. And I've never read any Silvia Moreno Garcia before, so very excited.
I've also got with me Ed Piscor's Red Room Crypto Killaz issue 3, which I'm very excited to read. There's a lot of strange artsy photographs right here, and it says, "At last, the secret history of snuff films revealed," which we will have to see to know what's going on. Then we also have World Tree issue 4. This is by James Sanin IV, Blanco Belair, and Bidikar, and is, as I've already told you, a kind of dark web story about assassins and stuff. This is a very dark cover, but it's basically someone has been shot in the head in their dresser. It's very purplish. I don't know how to explain this better. But yeah, I got this one. I haven't read any of the other 3, but I really want to, since it appears to be interesting. Then we have a new Jeff Lemire, and that is Fishflies. I did haul a free comic book that was kind of like the beginning of this comic a while back. I hadn't read it yet, so now I get to read the actual... Oh, sorry. I got something in my eye. Maybe a fly. But I get to read it on its entirety, but I think it's about this kid that can control fish flies. I don't know. We will have to see. But Jeff Lemire is the one writing it and the one doing the art style, and he can always be trusted to bring beautiful things into the world, so I'm very excited. Now, actually, me getting into more of comics, like the usual comics, let's just say, I am taking a first series And this is Dawn of DC Night Terrors. This is issue 1, and this is issue 2. From what I gather, is this sort of mini-series that is about all of the heroes in DC and their nightmares come to life or something. And it has a series, which is this one, the main series, and then it has a little like 2 shots or 3 shots series of the villains or something. So I got this one, and I also got Night Terror's Punchline issue 1 because I forgot to say who these were about, but maybe I will do a review of all of them and then but I got Night Terror Punchline issue 1 because I really like Punchline. I am of the opinion that Harley Quinn and the Joker should never be, because Harley Quinn is a sweet, sweet person in the inside and Joker mistreats her so bad. But Punchline, she's not a sweet person on the inside and she mistreats the Joker just as much as the Joker mistreated Harley Quinn, and probably will mistreat her, let's just be honest. So I'm down with that relationship because it is toxic, it is terrible, but at least they're just ruining one couple, and it's just more fun to see that they are both crazy and angry and bad, because the relationship between Joker and Harley was just so sad. So sad. So yeah, this one. And I also got, where is it? I don't see it. There it is. My Joker Loving Heart got Night Terrors the Joker issue 1. I am so excited, and you can see that like his worst nightmare is being an enterprise. Being like this, had this job in the office, and he apparently is the world's best employee, and he's so fucking sad, and he works for Wayne Enterprises. Amazing. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this. I cannot. Then we have DC RWBY issue 6, which also I have not read, but apparently we have a possessed Batman, or at least it's in the cover. You know, I do have to start reading this as soon as possible because I'm compiling so many issues of it that I need to read it. Then we have the Seasons of Teeth number 3 and number 4. And this is by Dan Waters, Sebastian Cabral, and Dan Jackson, and I have not read the others, but so excited to read this. The art style of the covers is beautiful, and it's all about like the seasons calendar and monsters and stuff. Very excited. Then we have the second issue of Tenement by Jeff Lemire and Andrew Sorrentino and Dave Stewart, which the team of Jeff Lemire and Andrew Sorrentino is non-stoppable. So taking this with me, and really I have no idea what this is about, but I do believe it's about a building that has a lot of tenements. I don't know, but very excited. I also have one that you can't really see because the cover is really white, so I'm trying to... So this is the first issue of Something is Killing the Children, but in black and white with annotations from Deladera, I believe. It's just so great. I've been seeing the inside, and it's pretty cool because he's going to tell like how special little things were born from Something is Killing the Children, how we did the art for it, what was the main points of the series and of the art style and all of that. And I'm a big fan of Something is Killing the Children, so you probably can't see it very well, just doing like this. Yeah. So it was very amazing to get one of these. And we have Hairball issue 4, in which it appears that the cat has set the house on fire. And it says, Matt Kint, Taylor Jenkins, and Hilary Jenkins are the creators of this one. Again, this cover is beautiful. I would put this artwork on my walls. But it's about this cat that is possessed. I don't know. But it seems like he's possessed because he has one eye different than the others. And as a cat owner, sometimes I think cats are possessed. Completely. So I really want to read this. Okay, so I forgot there was another Night Terrors. It's Night Terrors First Blood, issue 1. Not quite sure how this diverges from Dawn of DC Night Terrors. But, you know, stop. I'm doing the Night Terrors series. I love it. I mean, I don't know if I love it. I haven't read it, to be quite honest, but I feel like it's going to be my thing, you know? Nightmares and DC characters and Joker miserable. I think is going to be my thing. Then we have The Neighbors, issue 4 as well, by Jude Ellison Doyle, Letizia Caronici, and Alessandro Santoro. Very excited. Haven't read it yet, but it's about like folk horror. The colors are pretty cool. I want to read it. And then we have Swan Songs issue 1 by W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Simmons, because this appears to be a short story collection with a lot of issues that are about swan songs or endings of stories. It's a horror thing, so it probably has to do with deaths of characters or grief or the end of something that is going to be painful, probably. I don't know, but I think that the context of it is pretty cool, and I did want to read it, so cool. Now we have a lot of manga, which is, first of all, we have The Ancient Magus Bride volume 18th. This is by Koreya Masaki, and I haven't read volume 17 yet, but the rest of them I've read, and I think that this arc is just reaching too much. Let's just see. Okay, there's going to be a volume 19th. That's all that I wanted to know. I'm hoping that maybe Koreya Masaki stops at like 20 something. It will be good to finish the series. I think the second arc is just going for too long, and unless something really cool happens in 17 and 18, I think it's just, like I mentioned with Children of the Whales, that is just dragging the ending, and we need to stop, because even though the art is really cool, the story is not meaning anything. So very excited for this one. We will see, but not as excited as I am for the rest of the haul. Then we have volume 4 of Shadow's House. This is by Somaro, and this one I really want to read. So volume 1 and 2 were cool, but volume 3 was my favorite volume of Shadow's House. I'm very excited to pick this up. I do have a review on Shadow's House, so I'm going to try and remember to leave it link up above. But I do want to read it ASAP, because I am enjoying all of the stakes and everything that is happening so much. There's a competition going on, and yeah, also I love this cover. It's very reddish, greenish. It's kind of like a Christmassy cover, but at the same time, pretty cool one. I don't know, it's cool. Then we have Momo the Blood Taker, and this is by Akira Sugito. This is volume 5. 5? 5. Sorry, of Momo the Blood Taker. I have read volume 1, just that, but I know that I love it. The covers are so beautiful, and you know, I don't want to get spoiled, but Momo the Blood Taker is about vampires, and it's about revenge, and these are two things that I really like, so I don't need to know anything else. You don't need to know anything else either. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool vampire series. It's not like all of those romancy, trashy vampire thing, which I do love and I do have and I do hold, but this one is more revenge and gory than those ones, and that's pretty cool. Also, we have volume 11 of Made in Abyss by Akihito Tsukushi. This one is still wrapped in paper because it's a warning parental advisory content, and it's explicit content, and you would think, well, little children having sex? No, that's not explicit content, and it's little children suffering, which it kills me. But the main thing about Made in Abyss is this little girl, Rico, I believe. She gets a note from her mother, said that she's at the end of an abyss, which is a place where they get their riches from and food and everything. But the farther deep you go into the abyss, the less your sanity remains, and you start feeling like different physical conditions and stuff, and the going up is pretty much impossible. So if you go back one layer, you can come up and just feel a little bit sick, but if you go into the end of the abyss, like, you can't come up because your organs will burst or something like that. It has to do with the pressure of the abyss, you know. So it's not water, but it's kind of like water. And in the abyss, Rika decides to go on that journey to just go find her mom, because her mom has been MIA since God knows when. She's just a little kid and she goes through so much. I have actually stopped reading Made in Abyss because it was, I couldn't handle it reading it without having the next book to see if she was okay, you know, and if her friends were okay, which normally was not the case, but that's why I stopped reading it, and now I have to start everything from the beginning because I've forgotten so many things, but I have like 3 volumes of manga to read, but we have another one. Then we have Boys Abyss Volume 2, also with explicit parental explicit content, but in this case it's suicidal ideation, attempt, and also sexual abuse in a way. So Boys Abyss is great. I've done a review for the first volume, but do be safe because it's not a light manga series. It's actually pretty deep and very, very dark, very, very dark space. So if you're not okay mentally to deal with these contents, you shouldn't be approaching Boys Abyss. However, it is great, and I'm very excited to keep on reading because I absolutely loved it. And then we have a behemoth of a manga, which is volumes 1 and 2 of Homunculus. I have never heard about this. It's by Hideo Yamamoto, and this says it's all in your head. Nakoshi Susumu, age 34, lives out of his car. Between spending his days with the homeless and his nights in his vehicle, he has little to his name. When a medical student begins to stalk him, offering to pay Nakoshi a significant sum of cash to undergo a strange surgical procedure, Nakoshi initially refuses. But after his beloved car is towed, he finally agrees to take the offer and subjects himself to the operating table. What, if anything, will Nakoshi see differently once he awakes? And it says, from the creator of Ichi the Killer and Voyeur, the hit supernatural horror tale that inspired a live-action film on Netflix. Oh, I had no idea. I don't have Netflix currently. But Ichi the Killer, wasn't there a movie about that? I don't know, but very excited to read. It kind of looks like surgery horror, maybe just a thriller or something. I don't know. Very excited about this one.
I also got issue 5 of The Neighbors by Jude Ellison S. Doyle, Letizia Cardinici, and Alessandro Santoro. Most definitely to be read immediately kind of thing. Very sad that I haven't started yet. And I have a very prized item this month, which was Jeff Lemire Royal City, the first compendium of the story. Apparently this is created and drawn by Jeff Lemire, which, I mean, we love the man. And it says, in a return to literary and thematic territory of Jeff Lemire breakthrough graphic novel Essex County, which I haven't read, I know. Royal City follows Patrick Pike, a fading literary star who reluctantly returns to the once thriving factory town where he grew up. There, Patrick is quickly drawn back into the dramas of his 2 adult siblings, his overbearing mother, and his brown-beaten father, all of whom are still hunted by different versions of his youngest brother Tommy, who drowned decades ago. Oh, that's really cool. Royal City is a sprawling, ambitious graphic novel that charts the lives, loves, and losses of a troubled family and a vanishing town across 3 decades. This complete compendium edition collects the entire original Royal City series in one comprehensive volume. Oh! It's just 1 volume. Oh, that's great! Including behind-the-scenes material that takes readers deep into Lemire's original story and creative process. We love to see it. Then obviously I had to get Half Human Heroes, a fantasy anthology that was edited by Jeremy Fee. And I got this mainly, obviously I also want to read the other authors' works, but mainly because Mason Addy, the person that is doing my audiobook and the amazing content creator of Mason in the Dark, has a story in here, which I believe is his first published story, so congrats Mason, and you guys should pick it up and read it. It is called Dishonored in Death. At the time that I'm filming this, I haven't read it yet, but it's on my top priorities of things to read, since, you know, I just want to read it. I have listened to Mason's stories, all the Bleeding Ground series that he has on his channel that I do recommend a lot. I have listened to his stories, I've listened to his things, and I think that his content is so beautifully written and beautifully done, so I do encourage you to pick this up. if only to read this story, but I'm pretty sure that all of the other authors are really great, and it's a fantasy anthology. In each story, the heroes are half human, so not entirely just human, and it's really beautiful. It has this elf on the cover, or it seems like an elf, and it's just is really great, and I cannot wait to read all of these people's works. Then I have some loot that I got from the book fair. I haven't bought any of these, so they were all gifted to me, and I am very, very thankful for that because I can read them. So the first one that I have, I'm just trying to check the name. The name. It's not here. So it's basically another book from the Black Company by Glenn Cook, and in this one they named it The White Rose for some reason. It's a Portuguese edition, so I'm not sure where in the Black Company series it is, but it's the last one that this Portuguese printer has edited, and it was the only one that I was missing to actually start the Black Company series. So I'm very excited for this one. It's supposed to be like the beginning and the crude of the dark fantasy genre, and so I have to say that I am very upbeat and excited to start a Glenn Cook novel. Since I am obsessed now, apparently, with Throne of Glass, which is the most strange type of thing that I was expecting to be obsessed with, I got Crown of Midnight, the second volume in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I will start reading this ASAP. I loved Throne of Glass. I really like our main character. I don't know why people shit on this series so hard, and Throne of Glass especially. So very excited to see where the second book takes us. It's a little bit bigger, but very exciting nonetheless. Then the next books are all going to be Portuguese books. I'm trying to be supportive of all my Portuguese fellow authors. And so in the book fair, I found these two girls that were selling their novels. And the first that I have is As Sombras, or The Shadows. And the authors are Bruno Martins and Gabriela Araújo. Very excited. It appears to be a young adult about this girl. She has a secret, she has a dark past, and she has a power that I'm not entirely sure what it is. And she goes to this school where apparently there are people that also have powers and that might be linked to her in a way. Obviously this is very young adultish, but it kind of looks really great, and they were so excited to be selling her books that I just grabbed it, and I'm hoping to do a good review of it. Let's see how the writing is. The cover is also made by one of them, so I think it's just great that they're really young and they're trying to get into the author thingy and trying to be a writer. So I just really wanted to support. Then we have A Curse of Roses by Diana Pinguicha, which is in Portuguese A Maldição das Rosas, and this has already been published by her as an English volume. So it was first an English story, and now it is translated in Portuguese, which is the original language of the author, which is fairly intriguing but really cool as well. And this is supposed to be kind of a sapphic romance retelling of Isabel Dragão, which was one of our queens, and it is said that she could perform a miracle because she loved to feed the poor, and her husband, the king, didn't like it. And so one day when she was filled with red on her dress to feed the poor, he found her and he's like, "What the fuck you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I only have roses here." And he's like, "Okay, show them to me." And apparently there was a miracle in which when she showed the dress and what she had there, it was roses. And this is kind of a retelling of that, but with a twist. So Isabel, everything that she touches turns into flowers, which is not everything that she tries to eat. Sorry, everything that she tries to eat turns into flowers, and she can only be saved by an enchanted Moor. So this is pretty great. I am very excited to read another Portuguese novel, and I really love the cover, and to actually know a little bit about more of Diana's work, and very excited for the fantasy in it. Then we have two João Tordo books. So if you don't know who he is, João Tordo is a Portuguese author as well. The first one that I have is one that my mom really wanted to read, and also myself, but she really wanted to read it right now. And it's called Naufrágio, which can be roughly translated to shipwrecked. And apparently, from what I know, it's about this man. He is 6 years old. He's a novelist, but he hasn't written anything like for a decade or something. He was diagnosed with cancer, and is in the epicenter of a scandal. I don't know what scandal it is. I don't need to know anything else. I just do believe that he goes live in this boat called Narcissus. And it's his story there with this dog that he calls Alone. And I'm hoping that is as incredible as both of the books that I've read by him. I'm really excited to pick it up. The other one that I got by him is in this really cute hardcover, small, not heavy edition, and it's called Águas Passadas, which can be translated to long by waters, or I don't know, something that was long gone. It's kind of part of the Portuguese thingy, so it's kind of hard to translate, but it's a thriller apparently. And basically there's this victim that appears in the beach. She's a girl of 15 years old, and she has these marks, so it was a very hard and terrible death. And the first agent on the scene, she's a woman, and she's called Pilar Benamor, and she is from the Portuguese police, and she wants to know what the fuck is going on. So and then the second victim appears, and he's a boy, and she's a girl as well. It's a boy, the second one, I'm sorry. It's a 17-year-old boy, so she was a 15-year-old girl, and he's a 17-year-old boy, and it's also very macabre. And so she has to deal with all of this while she has some dark past as well, and she doesn't know who the criminal is. I'm very excited about this. I really like thrillers, but I do have a strange relationship with them. Maybe João Tordo will make me like Portuguese thrillers. I don't know. We will see. But very excited for this one. So that's it. That's all the books that I have to haul for you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, leave a like or subscribe, and tell me down below if you've read any of these, if you're going to read any of these, if you got them, if you haven't. I want to know everything. Thank you all for watching, and happy readings to you guys. Bye!